Hey everyone, welcome back to Pesterquest. Today I believe we are on Roxy's story. We are almost done with the whole game. That's crazy. Friendship Wozard, oh my goodness. And then Dark, oh, okay. You spent a good few days screwing around with your newest friends. They seem to be on their respective paths toward something. You're not exactly sure if self actualization is a part of it, but you're trying to not be too bent up about it. This Earth's friend group seems to have a lot of uh, interpersonal complexity. To be fair, you do only really know half of the friendship quadrangle. It's probably past time to meet the other two corners of it, see what all the fuss is about, get their side of all the drama before you leap to any more judgments. Yes, yes. You've thought a lot about what you said to Jake and what you wanted to say but didn't. You're ashamed at the thought that you might also be erring passively on the side of friendship sloshes uncomfortably in your belly against the fear that you may be choosing too much, wanting too much, changing too much. Because you've thought a lot about what Jade said to you too. That's probably why you bothered to get Roxy's address from Jane. You can't exactly stop making new friends. It's a condition. Because you aren't ready to think about what your purpose will be without that. But maybe you could do it the old fashioned way this time. Showing up on somebody's doorstep via the accepted human method of following directions to their domicile specific government assigned number. What? Seems like it might be a better start than, oh, just zapping directly to them when they're taking a dump or something. Which is definitely a hypothetical situation and not at all something that happened to you recently. Anyway, you came up with the plan and everything. You're not a real mailman. Oh man. That you know of. But you've grown to appreciate and respect the profession, so you don't mind LARPing on it once more. Yes! Yes, let's get it, bro. You wonder briefly if there might be other guises under which people might go up to another person's house and knock on their door. But almost none of your friends ever leave their rooms, so you sure wouldn't know. Oh my. You zap down the street from her house and walk up the long, scary driveway through the trees, over a bridge and up to her door. Okay, so not exactly a normal human method. What were you supposed to stroll all the way to New York from Jane's place? Oh no. She'd offer you bus money, but then remembered her fortune is tainted. She vacillated, whatever, between giving you every single one of her dollars and burning it all in a symbolic bonfire until the two of you landed on moving it to a new, hopefully untraceable bank account. You're really not sure how deep the Battered Witch's surveillance goes, but Jane seems satisfied at least. She's going through a lot. You know how it is, having to endure huge life upending bounds of information being tossed at you more or less weekly yourself. So yeah, you skipped a step in your male personally sojourn. But you made it to Roxy's house in a respectable manner, which was the whole point. You're gonna make the blank out of a good impression. So you knock and you wait. Ah. Ah. Now this is creepy. This is very creepy. Oh my god. What is this? The person who comes to the door is not Roxy. At least she doesn't look like the photo of Roxy Jane showed you. Oh god, unless Roxy's a catfish, you did not expect this. Bro, doesn't she look familiar to you, mailman? Catfish Roxy. Oh, it's you. This could be interesting. You blink. It is you. She got that part right. Do you know her? You scour her features. She does seem familiar, like a friend you almost had or did have very long ago, or moderately long ago, depending on the perspective you are looking at time from. You wonder, have the two of you met before? No, we have not, nor was I expecting the pleasure. Ah, you thought you were on to something for once. You wonder how many more levels of memory are buried, twisted under a blown synapses in your burned out brain. What do you mean? You can't recognize that that's like a weird version of Rose? You have to move forward and give up on chasing down whatever buck wild theory you were inching toward. There are real mysteries afoot with this stranger. This feels like the decisive moment if there ever was one. What do you mean, catfish, bro? Are you on gas? Okay, no. Oh wait, you are an idiot. This is an adult. You've been spending too much time with marginally supervised aliens and a lonely maroon boy recently that you forgot that Roxy probably lives with her parents. Really, you don't say. And it's 50-50 on the possibility of a stuffed Grandma Rose somewhere in there. The pattern holds. What is this man on, bro? Are you freaking... Okay, whatever. It's feasible she could have told her mom about you. Bro, okay, sure, mailman. You play it safe, and instead of accusing anyone of online identity crime, you ask if Roxy is home. She stares at you for a moment, her lips slightly parted. You get the feeling she is not often caught off guard, and you wonder what it is you've done wrong now. It's a lot of words. Probably Roxy's mom. Do you ever think you have lived through every possible iteration of an emotion, and then one day a manifestation of narrative agency shows up on your doorstep to remind you that there is yet another way to experience the acute feeling of a particular loss? You do what you do best and stare blankly at her, trying to figure out what the heck that might mean. Oh, is that not a universal one? Well, then I can clarify. It is a roundabout way of saying no, she is not home, nor will she be for quite a while. What, why not, bruh? Is she lying? This is like me going in masks and capes to people's houses, and I'm like, is this person home? And they're like, maybe, maybe not. I doubt it. But they really are. Okay, whatever. I would offer to take a message for you, but with your bag of tricks, I think you can manage the weight. She winks at you conspiratorially. What the heck? And you have never felt less like you were in on a plan with somebody. This has been fun, but I'm not the one you want. I'll go ahead and make myself scarce so things can start moving along. Unfortunately for me, my path is not as flexible as yours or hers. You wasted considerable time here as it is, and I have my own preparations to contend with. Scoot along before you touch something you shouldn't. She shuts the door and you stand blank and useless on the doorstep. Maybe this isn't the right house and that lady was just having a good time screwing with you? Jane had said she hadn't used Roxy's address in forever, since Roxy didn't ever really seem to receive things she sent through the mail. Did you time travel, mailman? Did you go travel through time, or did you just go there straight up cash money? Because they don't live in the same time period, my dude. Bro, mailman, come on. And whoever this was didn't really give you any solid evidence that she knew what you were talking about. You take a minute to consider the cryptic stuff the woman who was very probably not Roxy's mom just told you. You feel like a level 1 idiot taking on a side quest from an enigmatic wizard so far beyond you that you feel like you should have spent way more time grinding first. It feels like that's what she was going for. Anyway, whatever she said was something like, you could manage the weight. Maybe this one's an issue of time, not space. Yes, 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 mailman. It always seems to be one of those two bastards, huh? Well, luckily for you, you have power over both. Why is well and luckily capitalized? Like you see that, bro? Might as well follow the only lead you have. You perch on the bridge over the river, running in front of the house, and fast forward, holding Roxy's name at the front of your mind. Years twirl by you in a visual cacophony. Buildings rise up around you, lights flash red and hot. There is a rush of busy energy, the ebb and flow of a colonial tide, and then a stillness. Right when you start to wonder if you've missed her, you feel it. You wait till it feels right and you stop. Holy, that was a while. You traveled forward in time from John's era to meet Jane, you guess. So you suppose it isn't the most unfathomable thing to have to do it again, but wow. The trees that surrounded you just a minute ago are gone, replaced by a sea of crumbling buildings and a low, skittery sound like pressing your ear to an ant colony. The vibes out here are real bad. You hurry up and knock. The door opens slowly. See, that's all you had to do, man. Roxy, for sure it's Roxy this time, peeks her head out, spots you, then squints at the empty street behind you. Seeing no threat, she bumps the door open with her elbow and drops a huge pumpkin in your arms. What? She stumbles a bit over the door jamb as she does it, and you almost don't catch the pumpkin in favor of reaching for her, but she steadies herself at the last moment and leans against the frame, unfazed. Here you go, little buddy. I appreciate you knocking. It's a lot more polite than the usual breaking and entering you guys do, so I picked out a nice juicy one for you. Don't go telling everyone to try this stuff, though, or else I'll never get sleep again in my life. Bro, we're not the people that are stealing your pumpkins, Roxy. I'll just be running produce to my door 24/7, unloading snacks to every chest guy in existence without rest. Not but you're eating noises for company. This is not at all how you thought this would go, but you honestly should have known better than to do anything with your expectations but throw them in the trash can. So you roll with it and thank her for the pumpkin, calling her by name for max politeness. You can't see much over the flagrantly large gourd you're struggling to keep hold of, but you feel her go still. Did she stop breathing? You crane your neck to peek over the curve of pumpkin, and God, again with those expectations. You did not anticipate pure terror to be the emotion constructed on her face, but there it is. What did you just say to me? You said, thank you, Roxy. You open your mouth again to introduce yourself as the friend Jane mentioned, but all your words shrivel up in your horrible mouth because Roxy has flattened herself against the door frame, her head tucked down like you're blinding her. What? What? You're not said my name. She slinks down to the floor and kind of rolls back inside, shutting the door behind her. You hear nothing then a deep heaving sob. What the heck just happened? Oh, because, her and Dirk are the only two humans in this timeline, or this time period. So she's like, oh my god, I haven't seen anyone in ages. What the heck? Okay, you knock politely just once. Hold on a minute, I gotta do something. Don't go anywhere. You hear nothing but footsteps trailing away into silence. It could be time to head out. I'ma head out. But she told you to wait, so you do. You are nothing if not committed. About 20 minutes in, the low skittering hum in the background fortifies itself into a more present rumble. From around corners and out from dilapidated doors come the source, the patter of feet, a low intelligible whisper, and the clicking of joints. It's people, and they look like you. Well, almost. It's more that you look like if a child drew them. What's more that you look like if it... Okay, sure. They're simple frames, more simpler, with softer edges. Your skin is actually skin, right? They chitter around you, and you squish your arm meats to make sure. Yeah, you aren't chitinous. Chitinous? Woo! Wait, or is that bad? You're trying to process whether you're relieved to have the bodily makeup you thought you did, or if you're sad that the space of time you thought you might have finally found your kin was so fleeting. You don't get a chance to sort through it fully because the new guys are surrounding you and they look hungry. It might well be you or the pumpkin here, so you hold it out toward them and hope for the best. They take it and chittering, what seems to be their thanks, shrink back into the night. You check them off your mental list of predators and sit for a beat. It feels like you're waiting for more than Roxy's return, like this is a moment of choice. Jesus, you went to all this effort to try things a new way, and what did you get? Nothing. You've never had such a spectacular failure to connect upon first meeting someone. So what are you supposed to do now? You wait, but the familiar push against your ribcage to decide something doesn't come. What is this drive to make you choose anyway? What if you just wanted to sit on yourself and do nothing, huh? What if you are tired of choosing when every choice you make takes you further from anything good? And who knows? Maybe you're supposed to do nothing. Maybe that's your plan. Maybe that's what your plan was all along, huh? Tough guy. Okay, Mr. Mailman. You don't know who that little jab was aimed at, but you want nothing more in this moment than to petulantly slap the reins of choice off your shoulders. If you petulantly, if only there were reins to slap. God, impotent rage is the worst. I cannot read today. After a minute of continued seething and nothing, you feel it. Oh my goodness. Go see what the chess guys know. Give up and see if Nepeta wants to hang out. Doors locked. Smash a window. Oh my goodness. These choices all seem terrible. Go see if Nepeta wants to hang out. And smash a window. Don't tell me what to do. You're not my mom. What? Bro, what kind of bullness is this game, like, messing with me or something? Okay, let's go see what they want. More than you know. What? Nice try. Can't tempt me with a fun friend. This... Okay, then. I guess. Okay. Blinking, you feel the desire to act ebb away. It's replaced by a tingly giddiness at the victory of your... What? Inertia, whatever. You'll be kind to yourself and call it fortitude and resolution instead. Bro, every time there's more than two choices, they don't work. You're gonna see this stuff through. You do what you promised and wait. Eventually, you curl up on the welcome mat and pass out like a stray kitten. At some point in the night, you open your eyes for one bleary moment as a chess guy lays a blanket over you. Oh, that was nice. The creak of the door next to your ear jolts you awake. Towering above you in the sharp, bright rays of morning sun is Roxy. She just left us outside, bruh. Come on. Oh, you are real. I came out here so I could prove to past tipsy me that it was just a daemon or something, but now here you are and here I am, so let's dig right in. Did you or did you not say human English words, including my name, to me last night? You did do that? Well, time to reckon with this, I guess. I might still be a little buzzed, so I'm just gonna see how this plays out. Stick with me. She beckons you inside and you scramble to your feet and follow her. She left us outside all night, bro. Some friend she is. Oh my goodness, what is that little cat up there, brother? Bro, is that the thing that... Yeah, we know. All that waiting paid off, didn't it? No, it didn't. You emanate smugness in every direction as you walk, just in case there are any entities or narrative concepts around that have the capacity for feeling slighted by such a thing. You trail behind her into the living room, explaining how you knew her name via her friends. Oh, okay, that makes more sense, LMAO. That'd make you the one who convinced Jane of the stuff about our reality that I've been trying to get her to see for quite some time. The benefits of being able to be there to show her in person, I guess. She stands next to the couch, her shoulders bunched up, popping her fingers. She isn't looking at you. She told me you could time travel, but she failed to mention the part about how you are some kind of alien. Alien, sorry to offend. But if I'm being real, it's not like our communication style is full and truly without gaps on a normal day. So this checks out. She scrunches her face up and groans. Ah, I'm so sorry. I'm being a jelly-bellied Deborah Downer. LMAO, what in the frick is wrong with me? Here you are, a friend in the flesh, and I'm just over here whining away about my other friends who I love very much. This is just a lot, LMAO. I've daydreamed all the potential friend meeting scenarios I thought might ever happen, without any end. All combos of my 4 whole friends whisking me off of friends adjourn. I just didn't consider a new one might show up on my door disguised as one of my little neighbors, so... Yeah, you're super sorry for how last night went down. And for what it's worth, you made friends with, like, a lot of people. And all the friend-making skills you've learned in your travels didn't save you from screwing this one up. There's no one foolproof way to do it, you figure. You would know as a proven fool. LMAO, that is so good to hear. Still, I'm sorry about ditching you right off the bat. I went to find a small sip of courage, which turned into a swig of courage. And that became a whole bottle of courage, which, as you know, can happen. So I did not so much come back outside to confront my harsh realities, namely you, as I did confront the soft real hello of my what did Jake call it? Gazoombas, I don't remember. Bazoom, whatever. Of my pillow on the floor next to my bed. Anyways, it's just that I've never heard my name come out of someone's mouth right next to me in real life before. You don't comment on the booze thing. Y'all just met and you don't want to come off too preachy just yet. You tried another angle instead. You could always try the meeting thing again, like acting it out. Oh, sure, yeah, haha. Of course you didn't mean literally going back and redoing it. This is a salvageable situation and you don't want to waste a redo if you don't have to. Lol, what? What you mean is you rarely get stuff right the first try anyway. Might as well give each other a clean slate. You hold your fist up and knock on the air in front of you. You hope she thinks this is cool and not lame since you just kinda left into it to avoid thinking too much about all your false starts. Bruh moments in chat. You don't have to worry for long because she smiles and it's brilliant. The shivering tension in her body shifts from anxious to excited as she hops a bit, getting into the moment. She breathes in, smooching her shirt, then puts a hand to her ear. Oh, is that a knocking on my door? Whomst ever could it be? She bends dramatically in welcome as she opens the invisible door. Is that a Glock? Okay. And clasps her hands together as she focuses her bright gaze on you. Oh my friggin' G. Welcome to my abode, stranger. Soon to be more than stranger. Get on in here, let's get to frienditude. That might be coming on a little strong for your typical company, but luckily you are as friend-thirsty as they come, even without old golf ball nuts forcing you to be. Oh my. You introduce yourself and step over the pretend threshold, hand extended. Roxy takes it and pulls you into a fast, tight hug. You wrap your noodly arms around her and return it as tight as you can. At first you tell yourself she needs it. After all, you can feel her trembling back, her unsteady breath. A minute passes and you realize your hands are shaking too. When was the last time you just held someone? Just let yourself be held. The moment is quiet. You know it's an awkward pose, the two of you standing draped on each other in the middle of her house. And you realize belatedly that lying on the floor there's a window like the one you fell through right before you. Jesus, how did you get out of Doc Scratch's apartment? Now is not the time to think about that. But it's good, calm. You could keep going, honestly, but she steps back and tucks a puff of hair back into place, clearing her throat. She is still looking away from you, but she's grinning. Yeah, that was much better. Couple of friendships starting pros, am I right? The right guys, the friendship about the two of you, you say. Oh my god. She sits down on the couch and gestures for you to join her, so you do. Now that you're settled, what she said right before you did your little skit hits your brain right in the face. Has she really never had anyone else to speak to? Like, never? Never have I ever. What about the, chess guys, as she called them? The ones she mistook you for? Oh, we can communicate for sure, but not with words, really. I don't mean anything bad about them by it. They are just really sweet when they aren't sneaking in my home. Plus, I don't blame them for their ways. On account of them being brought in by the Batter Witch and summarily forgotten. But I don't know, we're not really on the same wavelength. So it just kinda screwed me up when I thought one of them was looking at me in my eyeballs and saying my name like it was, like I was, who? Sorry, I'm still mega new to this. Her eyelids fluttered closed as she shivers. Man, you thought Jake had it rough, but at least he had his grandma for a bit before she died. You wonder to yourself why she doesn't seem to have had someone like that. You're about to do some mental math and see if you can work some connections out, but she gathers herself and interrupts you before you can do anything too smart. And to be clear, I can def see the difference between you guys now, though you don't not look like them, TBH. It's just that you have a quality of, like, personhood to you. Anyway, the point is the resemblance is certifiable. But you're like the Velveteen chess guy. The what? Just because you're soft? Lol, lol, yeah, that too. But no, you know the Velveteen Rabbit. It's one of the few books my mom left me that wasn't super dense and cerebral wizard fiction. Wizard. So I read it a lot before I got grown enough to really appreciate the complexities of the cerebral wizard genre. Yeah, you know I like wizard. Wizard, actually. No, you don't know that one, but you are constantly searching for meaning in your life, so you will definitely check it out if there's someone like you in it. Okay. And she just mentioned her mom. She's not still around then, is she? Nah. Better person killed her a long time ago, before I even got here, back when society was uncollapsed and everything. But she knew I was coming, so she left me pretty well stocked with snacks and reading material and booze that last a lifetime. Yes, that was Rose. Rose is her mom. Well, no, actually, Roxy is Rose's mom. But in this scenario, it's like backwards, but it's not really real. Okay, yeah, Homestuck. Ha. Though I have to put a considerable dent in that last category, so we shall see if her planning skills truly were up to par when Alice said it drunk. I thought maybe I was gonna get to meet her and all my other friends in this big IRL multiplayer game. Oh my god. I was gonna kick butt at, but now, I don't know, I guess I'm not playing anymore. Uh, you jump up as you put two and two together. You went to the past before. Or, well, you came from the past. From Jane and Jake's time, which Roxy already knows. But spatially, you were here in this house, then in that time. What? There was a woman who lived here then. You thought she was Roxy's mom at first, but then you maybe convinced yourself she wasn't. Since a few hundred years happened between her and now, you don't know, a lot was going on. OMFG, what? Was she beautiful? Hold on, let me show you. Roxy roots around a bookshelf or something, and your brain starts expanding at a rapid rate. Concepts that have been hovering on the periphery of your mind suddenly converge. You already knew that Jane and Jake's deceased grandparents were your friends from the past, but you hadn't considered this since you didn't know Roxy lived in the future. Then, of course, all this stuff's connected. Of course, that would make. Did she look like this? She hands you a book, cover open to show the author photo. There she is, younger than she was when you saw her last night, but older than she was when you first met. You can't help saying her name out loud, Rose. OMG! Why, did grown-up she say you never met before, though? Is she not the same person? God, the earlier math you were doing, this is way bigger than 2 plus 2, or 9 plus 10. This is some serious mental calculus. You wiggle all your brainworms at once and it hits you. The way it felt different than normal when you hopped from Jake's house to wherever that one place was. How it happened when you brought Jake home again, too. Like your guts dissolved sideways. How they rearranged slower once you landed. Had it happened when you first landed in Jane's yard, too? You were probably too turned around to even notice then. You know Roxy's super hyped right now, but you tell her you gotta check something. Do some science. You'll be right back. You zap backward again. Oh my goodness. Old Rose. Yes, we know this is Rose. What did I tell you about coming back here? Get your grubby time fingers out of my pie before you get caught. Yes, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am. Have a good day, ma'am. Okay, she's mad, which you expected. It also felt like an everyday wiggly belly time jump, which you also expected. You pop out of there, this time concentrating on your friend Rose, just a day after you last hung out. You should just feel yourself zoom further backward towards her, right? Off you go, and wrong. It's that feeling again. That sideways dissolvement and reconstruction of your crudely rendered bowels. Hi, Rose! Oh, it's you. Long time no see. For you, I assume. Funny thing about that is no, actually, but you'll have to explain later. You apologize for paying her so short a visit and head back to Roxy. Oh my goodness, bruh. The feeling accompanies you yet again. You pop back into Roxy's living room a fraction of a second after you left. Those brainworms are wriggling at top speeds. Damn, B, I know you don't know this about me, but I love science projects. I got a whole lab and everything. I'm hexa qualified. Wanna take me with you? Oh, sorry, you already went. Dang, there I go, blinking and missing all the good stuff. For the best TBH, or else I'd have sat here worrying that you never come back. Abandonment crisis, totes averted for the moment. High five. What rad science fact did you learn? Was it about my mom? You take a deep breath. You're kind of laying down the knowledge tracks a second before your brain cart rolls down them. So you're hoping this makes sense as you piece it together word by word. You think, this is a different universe? Yo, what? You've met the woman Roxy thinks of as mom, but you also have a friend named Rose from a while ago. She's friends with Jake's grandma and Jane's grandpa, and you're pretty sure she even read you some of the same freaking book at one point. But they can't be the same exact people, even if they all look the same. Things feel different there than they do here, like looking in an outside out and like looking in an inside out mirror with every cell of your body. Those definitely exist, don't worry. House to the, yeah, I'm following you. Would love to gaze inside one of those mirrors and flip my stuff some way. Would be a liar if I said I had never thought about that as a general concept. Well, that's besides the point. But yeah, Mailman, they are different people, bro. If they played the game, they would have found that out themselves. Okay. More importantly, what you're saying is I have double the moms I thought I had yesterday. And you're also saying you can like go visit any and all my moms whenever you want. Just go on a mom visiting bender. No rules, just moms. Well, Rose isn't your mom though. You're her mom, okay? That's right, isn't it? Yes. And I can come along. Well, no, there are a couple rules, but other than that, yeah. Damn, you thought she might take more convincing. Look around at all my gear and cat clones and general living situation, bud. All I'm saying is none of that is particularly hard to believe, and after all the grief I endured trying to get Janie to believe me, it'd be pretty stupid and not to mention rude as heck of me not to believe you now. You're my friend. Phew, that is a relief. Your grasp on this stuff is tenuous at best, so it's good she is so easy to win over. It is one of my best qualities, or at least one of my biggest ones. Oh, though before she gets too excited, one of the rules does seem to be that her mom in this universe doesn't want to be visited, though. That's kind of a big one. Oh, I see. Well, did she say why? I mean, if y'all already hung out, what's so bad about one more chill sesh? Unless, I don't know. It's okay for you, but you can see her start to blame herself, so you cut her off. It's definitely not that she didn't seem interested, more like she couldn't. She shooed you away every time you tried to say hi, like she was afraid you'd screw stuff up, which to be fair, you do regularly. She said she was preparing for something. You look around. Or someone? Oh, yeah, okay, makes sense. It's funny, actually. No, I'm joking. Your leg, it sucks. I mean, joshing. But, like, situationally, it's funny. Because that game I mentioned that Janie's off destroying, a week ago, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to play. Was pretty ready to go to desperate measures and not play it at all if I'm being totes honest. By the BT, what? To be honest. But then when Jane said she met you and all, was all hell bent on doing some righteous smitting to the whole company, I don't know. It hit me that I kinda did want to play after all. Like, I thought maybe I'd meet my mom in the game and I finally get to talk to this lady I built my whole self-sense around. Get to see how she is in real, actual life and figure out how bad I screwed it up in my version of it. Well, anyway, we aren't playing, so it didn't matter. I've been trying to be a good friend and lend my hacker skills to Jane's cuz, but it hurt and I don't know how to tell her. And then you showed up and my options shifted like 75 more times. I barely got time to come to terms with it being okay to want something before it gets swiped away from me, lol. Bro, you can just take her the, like, actual Rose because you took freaking Jake the Jade and it was fine, so. Dang, you really didn't mean to mess with their expectations. You should have kept your mouth shut till you figured out what this all meant. She smiles at you, and you don't have to known her for long to tell her that it's forced. Aw, you can fix this. or visit to this universe's rose gonna hurt? Bro. Bro, just take her the regular rose, bro. Am I the only person thinking this? That's the only thing that should be able to work. Moms are cool, but so are friends. Oh my goodness. I don't know what the right option is, bruh. You know, this matches that cat up there. Look at it. Okay. Well, she said she didn't want us to be there, so I low-key don't want to go back. Low-key. So, okay. It's not just moms, you tell her. You can definitely take her to go see any one of her friends she already has, too. Well, like right now? If she wants, yeah, you're down for whatever. Is it weird to be nervous about that? Don't get me wrong, I want to see some of my friends, plot my eyes right on those guys, followed, of course, by hugs. It's just a really big thing, and I'm feeling a little dizzy even thinking about even picking one. Yeah, you haven't met all their friends yet, but you know just enough about all the various dynamics for that to make sense. And hey, there's no need to rush. No need to rush, okay? You could take her somewhere else, just the two of you. That way she can still get out of the house and see something new. And you guys can sit and talk through who to go see rather than leaping right in. Yeah, okay. That sounds chill. Where to then, my cosmic taxi friend? Let's start with somewhere chill, you say, and she nods. The post office, please. Okay. Like many things about Earth, there are places you know exist but that you have no memory of ever having been to. They're just part of your cultural knowledge, learned by your past self and later subsumed into the ever widening miasma of your mind. You pick one of those places, somewhere that feels like at one point it could have been something you cared about. Okay then. It looks like a forest at first, but the pine trees have been shaped by the wind. You turn and the earth in front of you butts up against the ancient stone of outcropping. It stretches out below your feet in a long, strided arc until it curves into nothingness. Beyond it is an endless sea of mountains, rolling and rolling, fading deep green to blue as they turn into sky. The sun is just below the horizon. Oh, it's so open. Her voice is the quietest it's been since you met her, her bright, boisterous charm lulled into awe. You ask her if she thinks this will work. Are you joshing? Buster, I have never seen a more gorgeous thing in my entire existence. We are gonna take a freaking seat and soak in this nature with every one of our pores. The visible ones, I mean. Don't go getting any ideas. Or do TBH, you could be doing naked cartwheels right now, and I wouldn't even notice because, as I said previously, my eyes are slurping up these sights. Fair, you're not agile enough for that, clothed or otherwise, but you're glad she likes it here. The two of you sit for a while, soaking it in. This is a schedule-free life you lead, so however long it takes for her to talk is fine with you. It doesn't take too long, though. So, you met Jane, Jake too, if I'm not wrong. They talked about some, but they've been more busy hanging out with you than talking about you, if I'm to be honest. How about, Strider? He hasn't said anything about you, and I like to think he'd tell me if he got the first visitor of his whole life, but maybe he wouldn't be ready to share with me. It's a pretty big thing for me, and for him, it'd be even bigger. She seems poised to continue hypothesizing about him for a while, so you go ahead and tell her that no, you haven't met him, but you sure have heard a lot about him from Jake. Ah, lol, yeah. What, would you get a different version of things from her? LMAO, how far in this drama you want to get? You already pretty far entrenched as far as you can tell, so she might as well fill you in on the rest. Okay, so I'm about to lay it all out there for you. Because I trust you, and also I don't know what to do about it all, and some farm fresh opinions might be just what I need. Let me turn that up. The way she turns to you and clutches her hands together, launching directly into the story, you'd never think she was new to the slumber party gossip. We got quite the love quadrangle going down in this friend group. Janie and Dirk are both into Jake, which, like, fair. He's very sweet and a hunk no matter how you slice it. Jake, as you may know, is a wild card here. No idea who we might go for, which is also fair. If I am to continue to be a referee here because Jane is a stone cold fox, luscious babe going hecka places, and Dirk is, he's just about perfect, so she trails off and wrinkles up her nose as she looks back out over the mountains. Her gaze is heavy with longing. Don't you me? What? Just seems like she's leading up to her spot in the quadrangle is all. Yeah, well, I'm in there, liking the last one I mentioned. Oh, okay. What you're doing it again. Oh, just for a minute, you couldn't tell which direction she was headed. You thought she might be jealous of Dirk himself. What? The way she looked when she said all that. But it's that she has feelings for him. You're just trying to keep up. Roxy laughs and covers her face. Goddamn, called out here on top of the freaking world. You're not wrong, I guess, in a way. Not to continue the vicious call out, but earlier it was her mom she said she tried to be like, and now it's Dirk. You're like the president of the universe at trying to figure out who you are and trying on different ways of being to see what fits, so no judgment there. It's just that it seems like she has a lot of questions about who she wants to be, which is legit as hell. That's life, baby. Yeah, I guess that's the whole thing, you know. I wanted to be like her because she's my family and like the only person I knew about for so long. Then I met him and I was like, oof, there's more unlockable options. Who knew? Maybe I coulda, I don't know, I do have feelings for him to be sure, but you right. Sometimes without him, it does get all mixed up. You ever not sure if you want to be somebody or be with somebody? I mean, like, I like the me I made from nothing, and I don't want every single piece of this boldness, of course, but he's like the shadow just out of my range of vision, like some kind of what if. Me if I had just been. I don't know if this makes any sense outside my own head, though. What's that you said about the turnways mirror? Let's hop on that universe jumping train and see where it takes us. Metaphorically, I mean. I'm not ready to move a single cheek off this rock yet. It's all metaphorical anyway. Well, not the multiple universes thing. That's pretty much a fact as far as you can tell. But the turning yourself inside out bit, whatever it is about him that she feels pulling at her, this thing she wants for herself, it's probably bigger than him anyway. He's just the person who made her notice it, same as it is with her mom. And anyway, it turns out lots of options are unlockable once you realize some locks were in your brain to begin with. Damn, buddy. Is this what it's always like to talk to friends face to face? Hauling up piles of deep, meaningful truths left and right? Or is it just a you thing? You have absolutely no way of knowing, but you do know it happens to you a lot. It's different every time, though, and it never gets old. Good, because I feel like this got layer one of all my thoughts and feelings about this stuff. I'm a little afraid to dig deeper, but if you're there with me, maybe we'll find some stuff in there and not just big empty question marks. Dang, yeah, you can go for round two whenever. Your game keep digging at identity all day if she wants. Though they did come up here to decide who to visit, right? Does this mean the choice is Dirk? God, I don't know, man. Yeah, maybe, eventually. I want to see all three of them, plus another friend I haven't mentioned yet, but you get along with her because she's also an alien. But I might want to start with my kid mom, who is visitable. Not yet, though. Well, I never would have thought I'd be putting this off any longer than I had to, but meeting you has been one of the best things I ever did. I want to sit and stew in this friend soup with you for a bit longer, and then savor the bites of my other friend soups when I can, however ready to eat or not I might be. Wow, Roxy actually likes the mailman, and she doesn't want him to take her to her other friends and ditch him. That's crazy. Dang, this metafot is getting away from me. Can you take over? You're not sure how salvageable it is, but yeah, you're down to simmer with her as long as she wants. And you think she and her teen mom will get along very well, shared mom trauma and drama included whenever it comes to time to introduce them. She shouldn't worry about being perfectly ready either. You haven't skipped ahead to see who she becomes, but you're pretty confident she has it in her to be someone she can be proud of and comfortable being. Someone that can look back on this Roxy with kindness too, no matter what choices she ends up making. You're gonna make me cry again, please no. Whoo! Also, not that I'm gonna forget today ever, but I should document. She pulls her phone out and holds it up to frame her shot. She is glowing in the light of sunrise. You watch her, you watch the sun, you watch the fog curl through the valleys below. Okay, now a selfie. She drapes her armor over your shoulder and points the camera at both of you. Work it. Oh my god. Oh yeah, that one's cute. She messes with her phone, opening a chat with someone whose handle you don't recognize. You wonder as she sends the photo their way if it's the alien friend. It'd be cool if Roxy was friends with a troll you hadn't met yet. Well, no, they're not a troll, bro. Hey, you there? I guess not, but it's okay. I just wanted to say hi. I know we didn't talk much about the game not being on anymore last time we got the chatting, but I know we were both feeling it, and I got so many more updates for you when you get back online, so get hype, and check out this choice ass view I'm peeping right now as a preview, thinking of you totally. It's time to get comfy on this rock. You may end up being here for a while since Roxy's not quite ready to get zapped anywhere else. Which, when you consider it, it's fine. There is a difference, you think, between inaction and patience. There are small weighty changes made in stillness. You worried you choose too much, and Roxy afraid she was robbed of choice from the start, meet in the middle. She pockets the phone and grins at you. You lean back on your elbows and tilt your head up toward the sky. Oh shoot, brother. See, I like that ending. It was quality content, bro. Well, that's the end of that. And the next part coming out tomorrow about Dirk Strider on 4/13 National Homestuck Day. It's about to be lit. Okay, anyways, peace out, friends.